Anything like that where someone like dies in a video, I can't. That'll haunt me. And like a torture thing, I can't.
That's my gratitude journal now.
What?
Seeing horrific things and then rolling over in bed and going, That's a handling then. Way to sleep.
Sippers get ready. When people get ready. Sippers get ready for tea with me.
Whoa, sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Before we get into the guts of this episode, let me tell you, the Tea With Me are on the road. We're packing up the tea bags, the fine china and the spoons, and we're heading across the Atlantic to New York, baby. We're doing a Tea With Me takeover weekend in New York. We're doing a stand-up showcase on Friday night in the Dead Rabbit Bar. And on the Saturday, we are doing a live podcast in the Stand. Dan?
24th and 25th?
24th and 25th. What did I say?
I don't think you gave specific dates.
Well, okay, good stuff. 24th and 25th of May, we will be in New York. The Dead Rabbit for some stand-up on the Friday night. And then a live podcast on Saturday afternoon in the Stand Comedy Club. The link for those is in the description. This is going to be crazy. We are also doing a week-long public daily live stream bonanza. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, we need to workshop a better title.
Bonanza extravaganza, a week long of Tea With Me live streams. It'll be public. It'll be on YouTube. We've got guests coming in every day. It's going to be 11 to 1 every afternoon for the week. It's going to be Monday to Friday.
Every afternoon?
Every afternoon. What did I say?
11 till 1. Starts in the morning?
Starts in the morning because afternoon is noon, so it finishes at 1, but it starts at 11. So we will be doing that. Look out for it. All your favourite guests coming in, people calling in, video calls. It's going to be a great time. Who do I think I am? Eamon and Ruth? Are they still going? I also need to plug ShaneTalkComedy.com for my live shows, including SSA Arena in Belfast. Patreon.com/TeamMe podcast. You want to join the Patreon, become an official sipper. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna do one ad first, and then we're gonna get to the episode. We are sponsored by none other than Manscaped. These guys are nuts about your nuts. When we go to New York, don't think that me, Dan, Fosty, and the two comedians we're bringing with us, don't think we won't be our suitcases won't be stuffed to the gills with Manscaped products. So that when we are out there, we make sure that our genitals and body are in the best condition they can be for that New York climate, for that humidity out there. Manscaped have products such as the Lawnmower 5.0 with wireless charging technology. It's got a wee light on it. They've got all these products to prepare the area for shaving, to shave it, and then for a bit of aftercare as well. It's all taken care of. They've got colognes, they've got boxers, they've got travel kits, and then what I would call your Presbyterian products as well, like shower gel and deodorant and stuff. You know, just the actual like stuff, but then they have the wild stuff too, which is like what's a wild religion? They won't like us saying that.
Scientology?
Scientology, yeah. So check out manscaped.com, use code TEAWITHME for 20% off and free shipping. Speaking of Scientology, my guest this week is none other than Colin Geddis. He runs Lavery's Comedy Club. He's a big friend of the pod. He hosts the Bomb Squad podcast. He's on tour at the minute, and he's in the studio with me. Please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me and Scientologist Colin Geddis. What do you wipe your bottom with? You a traditional guy? You go wipes?
This is fair. It's taking a turn from the tea chat that you used to open with. What do I wipe my ass with?
What do you wipe your bottom with?
My bottom?
Yeah.
Is that different to ass?
Well, oh, sorry, you said, I thought you were talking about something totally different. No, I mean, like, do you use toilet tissue, wipes, or anything else?
Toilet tissue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you?
But yeah.
I've been wipes for a few years.
Yeah. I'm not adverse to a wipe if the wipe's there.
But it's better, isn't it? Because it properly cleans it.
Well, ideally both. You know.
But then your bum's wet. Slightly.
Well, so I mean both.
Yeah.
You gotta go. I think you gotta go. One or two. With
Has my man just hacked the system?
Yep.
So you're saying
I do a lot more shitting than you do.
Yeah.
You do one per. Oh yeah, you got the old fucking.
No, I still. I'm 2 a day max.
Even if you You have dairy or something?
But I don't have dairy.
Oh.
Two max, like.
2 max.
Yeah.
I thought you just do one perfectly, like a pearl, just one pearl,
Like
with no impurities in it.
like a bespoke cigar.
You could eat your shite again probably, and for a
Do you
read.
guys not?
Just be like, look how pure this is.
There was a
Ferrero
something,
Rocher.
something came up on my Instagram and it was like some Crohn's hack, and it was a guy from America who was fecal transplants are big apparently. So you literally get someone else's shit put inside you.
Yeah.
And this guy was like refused it by his healthcare provider. So he's like, for 4 years, me and my mom I've just been
Eat
doing
your
it.
shite.
You're not eating it.
Is that not what it is though? I was going to say, is that not a fancy term for they put it in a pill and you just eat the pill?
No.
Shit pills.
No, I wonder how he gets it in.
I think it is just a pill.
No,
They put it back up your arse.
you put it back in. But he was doing it with his mum for like 4 years, and someone sent that to me on an Instagram story. Like, you might want to take a look at this. Like, I've been doing that for years.
I love the way the algorithm just tailors itself to whatever you're into. Mine's just girls with big tits when Ice watches them. And yours all Crohn's banter.
No, I'm trying to get away from actually browsing on TikTok. I'd love to just have it so you can post, but not browse. But you go down a rabbit hole, it brings up local TikTok creators, and then you're just all day, every day in it.
Like, you have a good following, I have a reasonable following, and even I can't be arsed. But when there's people doing like, here's the top 10 whatever to 137 people,
Yeah,
you're like, that took you all day.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Could you be fucked?
There was one today I saw. It must be like a trend, and it's like things my ex did, but I still stayed.
Okay.
And it was 2 girls from here just reading from a list. I've never laughed more in my life. But I go down like
What were they?
one goes.
Prank call the Chinese to my house, but we're having a party anyway, so I bought it.
What one friend was being like quite light, the other was being quite dark, and the one who was being lighter said her ex dropped a tray at McDonald's on a night out and had a panic attack and just stormed out of the place and blamed everybody else they were with. And then the other girl goes, I must find that they are local, right? The other girl was like reading from a sheet. She goes, when he put his hand around my neck in anger and choked me, and I had to console him. This is nuts.
The other guy's just like, the McNuggets.
I wonder, is there see because I like that, so is there a way for me to find my liked videos? Because doing a watch along with that would be great.
It doesn't take much for these girls to drum up X,
Oh, got it, Dan. I'm gonna send it to you. Very, very, very funny. But yeah, I get someone just called me champ in a WhatsApp message. I hate that. Right, yeah, I'll send that to you and we can get the headphones going.
Carry on there.
Yeah, I've gone. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, I've been wet wipes for a few years now, and it's great. But were you in the middle of saying the trick would be use the wet wipes and then finish with a traditional dry wipe?
Yeah,
'Cause that might be the
you
way to
gotta
go.
get rid of the debris
Yep,
with the dry.
yep. But
Hit it with a wet one. Dry it up with the
I
dry.
think there's a lot of cultures who will just use their hand, even now.
even now in 2024.
Yeah, just like a hand and a.
I'd assume there's some water source there as well.
My dad once said, if you some analogy like this, he goes, if there was shit on a wall, would you just clean it off with dry tissue?
Oh yeah, that's the argument. Like, if you got
Right.
shit in your hand, would you
Yeah,
just wipe it with toilet roll?
yeah,
And the answer is first of all, yes.
yeah.
Yes, I would.
Just you got that done? I'm sick. Me and you're sick. I hate it. I said
Yeah.
the phrase out loud. This is unfair. Last night,
Yeah.
which I will do. But I was walking from the car into the house last night, and I just, when you've got a gig and then you get sick right after because God goes, well, wait till you've done your set,
Yeah.
and then immediately, or like when you've been on tour, right? This is it. Put these headphones
Which
on.
one's boyfriend dropped the McDonald's?
On the right.
Oh.
Put those headphones on there.
DJ.
This this really got me.
We're doing things our exes did and we still stayed. There you go.
I had to video myself on a laptop while he was at work because he didn't trust me. While I went for a shower, a pee. Yeah.
Shit.
Told me the reason why I caught him on Tinder looking at other men was because he was trying to catch someone out. Told me that my breath stank of fish after having a sausage in my mouth. And asked me to take a drink.
Dropped a full tray of food on the floor at McDonald's. Had a panic attack and said he was walking home in front of my friend and my brother. The night of my life.
He ran out of his house with a knife, threatening to do my tires in because he was in a huff.
That'll do it.
He's in a huff.
Yeah.
I'm in a huff. Sometimes you hear other stories and you're like, I'm alright.
Dropping a tray at McDonald's would give me a panic attack.
Yeah.
Big time. Just the ew, and just there's no coming back from that.
It's a bold move to let someone suck you off and then they get back up and you go, jeez, your breath stinks.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, my dick does smell nice.
Yeah. Oh, you've made my dick smell like fish after sucking it. Yeah. You dirty bastard.
I need to get off TikTok. I would love to just, I mean, there is a way to do it, I'm sure, where you just send someone your clips. You're gonna mention the app. No, you're gonna mention the app that you always tell me to have.
Oh no, I'm not doing that anymore because we've tried that. But you can schedule on TikTok. If you go on the TikTok browser, you can just schedule for the
Yeah,
for
but
the week.
then I do need to see the drama a wee bit. Like, I need to see it a bit.
What's the drama? Someone squeezing spots?
No, just that thing of like, when, people were mad back in the day. You would, they got lobotomies, and now you give them a TikTok account and a moderate following.
Yeah.
It's the local stuff. Like, you just get into it.
But I think you do have a problem. Because, we have a comedians group chat and you'll be like, oh, look at the state of this here.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, what the fuck are you doing, Shane?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your
What
time?
do you mean just having it read, just being the first one to get in with the source?
Just being, just real deep cuts on like,
Yeah.
why are you still on this person's Facebook seeing this stuff
Yeah.
or whatever?
I
And
know,
everyone
that's
else
what-
is like, wait, do you have children? Like, what are you doing?
No,
What are
I
you doing?
am deep in it. Like,
You're Perez Hilton.
I'll go on to watch. I look a bit like Perez Hilton too.
No.
I'll go on to watch like a Ronaldinho video, and 3 minutes later I'll be like, remember this guy did stand up 12 years ago?
Still at it.
He's still going.
Oh, God.
What are you addicted to? I was about to say, what are you addicted to online? What's your, like, if you're on the toilet and you're going to pass 5 minutes, what's your go-to thing?
Pornography? No, it's weird
I'll be
stuff.
so aggressive.
Weird stuff. Yeah, just
Taking a shit?
but not doing anything. Just actually
just
shit.
watching it.
No, I get into weird stuff where like, and obviously you watch it and then it just keeps giving it to you.
Yeah.
But of late it's been boxing because I was looking at a lot of boxing.
Yeah.
But before that it was like, like hardcore rugby edits and all.
Right.
Stuff that I'm like, I don't play rugby.
Yeah.
It was the World Cup for a minute, but
Yeah.
now I'm sitting there watching like a Peter O'Mahony fucking
Yeah.
montage with like badass music over the top, like fuck yeah, can't sleep and all. Yeah.
I'm doing the boxing thing too, and there's this Olympian guy that I'm into, and he puts up his demonstration, and he goes, "Now watch this." He goes,
Is he Russian?
no, he's from Newcastle upon Tyne, and he goes, "What did I do wrong there?" And I can't see what he's done wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, you can tell what I've done wrong there, and I can't. But when he says what he did wrong, I go, yes.
Yes, mate, that's right. Yeah, the boxing ones are rough too.
I'm way into it. There's this old Scottish guy as well I'm into.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Guys like, it looks like my dad.
Yeah.
And he's just got like a load of teenagers in a gym. He's brilliant.
He does a lot of chat. Like if I was at that class, I'd be like, wrap it up, big man. Stop throwing the jab from here. Yeah. You throw it in like that. Bah, bah. And he's got that old man like noise.
He's like, he's hunched over.
Yeah.
And he just has like the old school gloves, like the beaten brown leather
Yeah,
gloves.
the brown mitts, yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that.
Even for the chest. Him in the chest.
And you can tell some of the kids are like, they've got them in there to keep them off the streets. and there's a few just like
A few rough ones.
struggling to keep the lid on being there. Like
Yeah.
this is their last session.
Yeah.
Like in their eyes, they're not there. Like
I've been to like jiu-jitsu classes where someone does a lot of talking in between.
yeah,
And you've got like sweaty, and then you've got like dry, and then you've got cold. And then they're like, back at it there. And you're like, all right, it's fucking 17 minutes later.
see a drill with more than 3 bits to it, I can never take it in. Football, boxing, doesn't matter what it is.
I never listen to instructions.
Yeah.
I'm always just blanking out and then going, I'll try it, and then you can tell me what's
Yeah.
wrong when I'm doing it.
I can't do it. I think it's like a attention span thing, but I can't take it in. So I have to watch. I watch the person in front of me do it,
Yeah.
and then just copy them. Like in a football drill where it's like pass to this cone, run to that, receive a pass and run to that.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the first guy, but then a coach will go, right, reverse it. Fucked. Gone, like fake an injury. Just go home.
You can get away with anything if you just stretch your hamstring for a minute.
Yeah, there's always
Just like, aye, I'll be with you. I'll be right with you.
there's always a guy every team you play for, every season there will be a guy who when it gets a bit tough, exactly like you say, give me 2 minutes here, always just with a stretch, and it's always the same stretch. It's always the groin.
And it's always tight from yesterday's training,
Yeah,
which didn't happen.
you
I
and
was doing a bit yesterday.
are you and Roe Boyle at the, because we've announced some of the boxing, in fact by now I probably will have announced all the matches, because you did his gig in Strabane. Is he trying to do any mind games, or is it
No.
all very civil?
No, he's like, man, you'll love it. You get in there, you'll love it. Some buzz, some
Yeah.
buzz. But you do start looking at people different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at his neck and all.
See, when I'm talking
Look at
about
his hands and
like TikTok drama, I'm watching Mickey and Paddy's
yeah.
Instagrams and being like, oh yes, get me in here.
Paddy's slowly morphing into Mickey. Yeah. I had to do a double take the other day. I was like, aviators, same beard. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, both, because I think they're both in Melbourne at the same time, but they haven't really seen each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is mind games.
Yeah.
You've got like a doppelganger doing the same thing as you every
Paddy's
day.
got the gym selfies, and I think it's going to be great. I think there's no doubt that should be the last one of the night,
For sure.
so everyone can just watch it and your fight's done.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll be great because Paddy would say he doesn't, but I think Paddy is big in the mind games. But I feel like I can telegraph it because he came in here. He's like, "Listen, I'm the underdog," but I don't think he is. You know, I don't think he is in that. When we did it last year, that was the first time loads of us had done it. But you know, he's has fights for years. You know, since he was a kid, whereas Mick's just been skipping. Paddy's like, but he's skipping it, and I'm like, yeah, but it is skipping. You know,
Yeah.
he's the best. Mickey's probably in the top 10 world skippers.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that doesn't give him
jeez,
any
yeah.
boxing experience. So
Yeah, he's
you
an
can't
Olympic skipper, like.
You can't go, he's the favourite because he's brilliant at skipping. You know what I mean?
But you could box. You know, he could get like fitter.
Yeah.
And just be Mickey moves well and all. Like he could just move about and just not do much and then land
Yeah.
something and move out of the way.
But I wonder is like, you know, when you do the festivals in Australia, there's obviously like a big drinking culture. But Mickey hadn't had too many pint stories up. You know, by
He had a
now there's
couple, like,
normally...
but he is like Bert Kreischer, so he will be like hammered, and then 6 hours later be in a gym.
I would love it if he had like taken a day just to go around different bars with a camera crew, film loads of Instagram stories, you know, just all fake.
Yeah.
You know, just on the and he spreads that out in a month, but he's just fucking hitting the bag every day. But they're
He's
like,
hitting the bag every day. You better believe. That's why there's no fucking camera crew with him. Deported.
I think it's all gonna be great. Like last time was fun. I think it's gonna be better. But I'll be interesting to. I think we're actually in Lavery's with Ronan backstage, me, you, and him, talking about like if the commentators are amplified.
Yeah.
Will you hear this and that? You don't hear. Personally, I don't hear anything.
Doing
And
the zone.
Sean McComb's beside me. Talk, you know, do this, do that. I can't hear any of it. It just feels like
That's
you
all
know,
he said.
You know, the start of Saving Private
Yes, do
Ryan.
that.
You know, start of Saving Private Ryan.
I haven't seen that.
Have you not?
Is it when they get off the boat and it's all...
Yeah. But it's all quiet.
Yes,
now.
do that. No.
Have you not seen that?
I don't know. There's like I should make like a list of classic things that I haven't seen.
You know, Michael Owen, was it 3 films he said he'd seen?
Something like that. He's not a fan.
On Twitter, like 10 years ago or something, Michael Owen is like the worst guy ever on Twitter because he's the most boring guy of all time. And he's like, someone went, "Oh, Michael, what are some of your favourite films?" He's like, "I think I've only seen 3 films in my life. I hate films." And then he was watching like the old classic, and he'd be like, but it'd be like one of the best ever. It'd be like, "Watch The Godfather tonight." Crap, he hated it. He is the. You ever follow his?
Do I follow Michael Owen? Football? I do not.
He was telling us.
I do not.
He was on an interview. It wasn't Barry of a CEO, but it was something like that.
It was Jake Humphreys one.
High Performance podcast, and he is like just his voice, everything about him. Like when he's doing punditry for a match, it's the worst. And he was telling a story about how they were like, "How have you always had this mindset of being a winner and a finisher?" And he was telling a story about, he's like, "I was that competitive when I was a kid, when I was eating an apple, when I got down to the core." He goes, "I would move the bin to the other side of the living room if I was watching TV with my mum and dad."
He's got a bin in their living room.
But he brought it in.
Oh.
And he's like, the story goes on for a long time, but he's like, my mum would be like, I could tell my mum didn't want me to throw it in case I hit the wall, but I knew I wasn't going to hit the wall. And he said, my dad would look at me like he didn't really want me to throw it in, but he'd give me one of these if I did it. And he goes, that meant the world to me. My dad just go, "Nice one, son." Can you find it?
Your man Jake Humphries would be like,
Yeah.
falling asleep on the other side of the fucking room.
I would love us to do like an intense like diary of a CEO, just talking about like local stand up, what's the environment like backstage, Michael Owen Apple story.
They wouldn't give me a gig, and like that 7 years later they give me a gig. Hard work pays off.
Michael Owen's Apple yeah. Put the headphone.
But they're all like that, you know what I mean? Johnny Wilkinson on the the World Cup doing a bit of talking on, you're like, that's literally one of the best rugby players of all time, and he looks so sad.
Yeah. You just dropped a special on YouTube called Both Barrels. I think me, you, Aaron, Mickey filmed his in Lavery's, didn't he?
Did he? He did, yeah. He did.
There's nowhere better to shoot a show.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you did it, you put a wee bit of, you dressed it a wee bit differently, which you need to do probably.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't, but it's your club, so you don't need to dress, it looks perfect.
Yeah.
So like, you don't need to dress it differently, but yeah, we brought in, shout out to Shane Walsh, who steamed the curtain for an hour before my show. Because I just bought them on Amazon.
Butler brought his own, and he needed it. I was like, you should steam those, and he was like, is there a steamer here? And I was like, this is a bar.
Yeah.
Well, like the best special I've ever seen is David Hell's Roadworks, which is like shot in clubs, and he hands the person like a camera.
Yeah.
And it captures it nicely. You know? That's the way to do it.
Could you go with this?
I can't wait.
Michael Owen's Apple story.
I can't wait for Michael Owen. Here we go.
Eat an apple in the watching the TV at night,
right.
and the bin would be by the TV 6 meters away or whatever it was, and I would just do it. I had the bravery to miss, and for there to be a stain on the wallpaper, and my mum to absolutely scream at me and send me upstairs. I wasn't cocky at all, but the next day I'd do the same, and I'd be bump, and it'd go right in the middle, and my dad would give me a nod of approval, and my mum would be seething but couldn't say anything because it went in. And that confidence, that sort of daring, that nod of approval, that I don't want to get bollocked by my mum here, but God, I'm desperate for a nod of it, like a little wink to say from my dad to say, bloody hell, you cocky little, and that's what I always yearned as a kid.
He had the bravery to do it.
He yearned it.
He had the bravery, but that is like that.
David Brent telling a fucking.
That's a psychopathic level of intensity. But like you say, top sports people like that are just
winners win.
Wilkinson as well.
You know what I mean? Winners win.
But you it's also weird to have the bin by the TV.
It is bizarre.
But if it's like a full dustbin, wild. But like a wee something, maybe okay. I just love the look of approval from his dad.
Yeah. Fair play, lad.
Well done, son.
Fair play.
But dads do like that stuff. You throw an apple in a bin.
Yeah.
Your dad likes it.
Well, that's the constant thing with kids is like the mum going, stop that there, and the dad be like, let him fucking.
Yeah.
Like I threw a wee mini rugby ball.
Yep.
Like a proper wee rugby ball. Lobbed it in the air. Eddie absolutely hoofed it into the roof of the new kitchen. Dish, dish, dish.
Right.
Maureen was like, don't kick that in there. And I was like, fucking yes.
But he had the bravery to
Hoofed
do it.
it.
He had the bravery to do it.
He had the bravery. And I went like that.
I don't like.
Like Michael Caine, that meme.
I'll let so much go, and then I'll get intense over absolutely nothing. And the boys had a small bit of chocolate at about 6:10 last night, and I lost my mind. I was like, they'll not sleep. They'll not sleep tonight. They'll not sleep tomorrow night. They'll not sleep the night after because of this small bit of chocolate. And bedtime's the other thing.
Did you treat them over Easter?
What do you mean with chocolate?
Were you like, here, have an egg?
Oh, aye. Oh, yeah. But just there's a time, and it's not 6:10. Let's go to bed at 7.
Yeah.
So in my head, I bed, like, they've never gone to
7.
They've never gone to bed past their bedtime.
What time are these boys up at?
4 a.m. No, like 6,
6,
something like that.
You see, you gotta pick what you're more comfortable with, because we can't get Eddie to sleep.
Right.
This motherfucker, you know, he's watching reruns of fucking ER, you know, like 10 to 11. You're like, go to bed, man. I don't feel too sleepy, you know. And like, you know,
Clooney went on to have some career, Danny, didn't he?
just so you can't get him to sleep. We have to wake him up to go to play school. Like, he's like a teenager.
We've never had that problem. Well, it's not a problem. That's great. We've never had that.
It depends what you prefer.
People are like, if he's waking up early, keep him up to maybe 9:30. I'm like, he'd be up by himself then, because I'd be in bed half an hour before that asleep.
I'm away on here. Turn everything off.
I love the idea of your son watching it. My dad used to do it. My dad was going to bed. I'd be like, I'm watching this, I want to stay up. My dad would go, you know, if I was like 12 or something, my dad would be like, well, just turn everything off and go to bed yourself. And I go, yeah. But then like 1 second later, I just turn everything off because I didn't want to be up by myself.
I'm scared now.
Yeah. I was talking about this recently because I saw them in Asda. Every Saturday we used to watch Match of the Day and get Heinz dessert in a tin. Do you ever have this?
No.
They either did a jam or a chocolate.
Did you grow up in 1942? What the fuck is that? I'm going to have to Google that. Dessert in a tin?
Heinz cake in a tin.
Right.
And there was either a raspberry one or a
Back
chocolate
in the
one.
war, we used to have cake in a tin.
And you turn it upside down and have custard with it every Saturday night. Every Saturday I'm watching Match of the Day. Heinz cake in a tin. There it is. 10 down top left.
That looks good.
They were incredible. Black Forest, it was either strawberry jam or chocolate, and there was dairy milk chocolate.
Now, see, my parents used to just be hammered. You know, when Match of the Day was on.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, there was no cake in a tin, as much as there was, you know, an adult with a fag burnt down to the butt, like this. Bit more of that, me growing up. Cake in a tin, by God. That would have been used as an ashtray in my house. Spotted dick as well. In a tin. Spotted dick in a tin.
I remember adults being drunk used to always like freak me out a bit.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like it because I thought it was weird. And my dad, as you know, like teetotal, like my dad doesn't drink. And I can't remember what the occasion was, but when I was, I want to say like 11, my dad got like joint custody of me, and he had a glass of champagne, and he was drunk. And I realised when I realised he was having a drink, I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. About half an hour later, I was in the living room watching a Cisco music video, right? Now, I hadn't gone in specifically to do that, right? It was just on the box, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching, it was like Dance With Me by Cisco or something, and I'm just watching this. And my dad, I heard some footsteps. My dad walked in on his knees, put his hands on my knees, went, I have had a good time. And I started crying. But I was way too old to be crying at that. It messed with my head so much.
Crying, or
I started crying.
I thought you were going to be like, got joint custody of me, had a glass of wine, just drove us home into a wall. Justice has been served.
It was weird. He got joint custody of me and then just broke down.
Happy days. Get the Cisco on. Get the champagne open. He one glass champagne. He was on his knee.
Gone. Like if he had one drink, because teetotal, like small man.
Yeah.
So he would just won and completely drunk. It's just that there's some people it's just not right seeing them. Your equilibrium's thrown off by them being drunk.
Yeah, it's out of character.
And
You're like, what the fuck?
He was one. Like I like sometimes because he he loves the taste of Baileys. So
Yeah.
sometimes he'd go, might have a wee Baileys, and even now I go, Daddy,
Daddy, don't. No, Daddy.
please.
Not again. What a fucking, what a, like, you know, middle class nightmare. My dad was on half a bottle of Baileys a day, and he would wreck the veranda. He would come in and trash the orangery when he was fading off the Baileys.
He was nuts. He was kicking potpourri all over the house.
I swear to God, he threw
I couldn't-
8 bath bombs out the window in a drunken rage.
I couldn't hack it. Just odd seeing him. Even just like seeing him with a drink in his hand. It's just the world isn't right.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of thing.
There's a lot of drinking in my house. I think what it's done to me is like put me off casual drinks. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you know, Maureen is great at having a drink.
Oh, so you don't like one or two?
But I don't even like of late, the only time I actually like drinking is like at like a live podcast or something.
Right,
You know, like a real,
right.
there's a real event. This
Yeah.
feels like a party. Feels like you should be having drinks and having fun. But see, any other time, I talk myself out of it every time.
Speaking of middle class nightmares, we went to see John Mayer on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
In Dublin.
Nice.
Had maybe, you know, I don't drink really. 4 or 5 day drinks. Right.
Oh yeah, well, day drinks, different strength.
I'll tell you, I was that drunk that we went to a Chinese after the concert.
You had a glass of milk, did you?
Went to order something worse. I went to order something. My wife goes, I think there's gluten in that. I said, hey, don't worry about it tonight. Full honey chili chicken, glutened up.
Yeah.
Like, and I hated myself the next day.
What does that do to you?
You turned into Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah.
It made
What did
me,
that do to
well,
your
I had
marriage?
the bravery to do it, first of all.
Okay.
It just makes me do a poo, like.
All right. Like all food.
Yeah, but like
Most things I eat.
but like
come out my
but like
ass.
quickly after. You know what I mean?
Oh, like immediate. Like it just.
Not
It's like being poisoned.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes later, and it's different. You know? It's just a bit different. Bit squeakier or something.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? You wish you hadn't asked, but like a bit
Squeaky.
Yeah, like loud.
Okay.
You know?
I just imagine
Normally-
you know, like Hammer just eating that last bit, and then being like, right, Steve, let's go, and just bomb it, just running through Dublin. She's trying to carry her bag and all. You're like, come on, the fuck, past the Lewis, not straight in the foyer of the hotel.
Yeah. Like normally, there's no real noise. You know?
Yeah.
I could be in there, you wouldn't really know about it.
Yeah.
Say you were in a bedroom and I was in an ensuite, but this is different.
Bit more explosive.
Yeah, but even at that, just a little bit more like, yeah, like.
But do you feel physically?
Remember the air horns Westwood used to fire on us track
Yeah.
like that?
But
Hold up.
holler at your butler. It actually seems like fun.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel? You know, do you feel like ill or anything, or do you feel
No.
any reaction? It's just your ass.
Yeah.
What's the problem then? Do that every Sunday. Clean the system out.
But it,
Who needs a colonic when you can just have a fucking sandwich and
what a
shit your
horrible
brains
phrase. I'm just cleaning the system out here.
out? Aye,
Just giving this system a. Just gutting the system.
just cleaning
That's
the
what
pipes.
My dad's way of checking in with my health instead of going, how's the Crohn's?
How's that shitter?
How's the guts?
Aye, it's manly.
How's the guts?
Yeah, you can't be like, how's the tummy?
Nah. Well, you just can't have any ailment with your dad. You know, there's not. Me having. He'll have had it worse.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Oh yeah.
He's had it worse.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop him,
Yeah.
you know, going out that night.
Yeah.
Or whatever. To have a glass of champagne. I remember being away with my mum and friends of ours and family friends and all that kind of thing. And my mum's ex-husband, name of an indie band, dropped a sofa on somebody's head, and it was the wildest thing that I had ever seen. And that, if I think about adults drinking when I was a kid, it's that. He was lifting it up for her to get something from under a couch in Majorca, and then he forgot that she was what he was doing, and then just like let it go. And it's this is a 2-seater couch, dropping this woman's head.
Killed?
Yeah, she died. And I remember he had to apologise. I also remember it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was the latest I'd ever stayed
He
up.
had to apologise.
No, he was made to
He
apologise.
was forced into an apology.
This is adults drinking. My mum was like, you got to go and say sorry to Claire. And I had to go, I'm sorry for dropping a sofa on your head.
She's all fucking.
She was so sound about it. I honestly had a couch dropped on her head.
Well, it either doesn't really hurt that much, or it kills you. You know what I mean?
I
It's
think
like
the
one of
best thing
two.
was her head was already touching the ground.
Yeah.
Whereas if it had been up,
Yeah.
bang, you know,
Yeah.
that could have killed her.
That's what they were doing to those, you know, like any of those Russian soldiers that would like go AWOL.
Get my mum's ex-husband to drop
Yeah.
couches in their heads.
No, they were like, that was another. That's what's on my Twitter algorithm late at night. You just got a, you know, Russian soldier's head on a freeze block, and they're just giving him his last rites.
That's what they do.
And then they hit him with a sledgehammer, and his head just turns into ball and ice.
Who's doing this? Triple H?
Big Vlad.
I would hate that. This is... I'd be so gutted.
Just any horrific news, and Shane's like, "Oh, not for me, not for me." Sex traffic by Diddy. Bad boy for life is right. No thanks. Yuck. Don't like it. Did you ever see those videos though? They're insane. Where like they're like floating over some dude in a drone.
Right.
With a drone, and he's like an injured Ukrainian soldier, and you're going, Jesus, what is that, a helicopter or a drone or something? And then they just click a fucking grenade off, and the grenade just fucking explodes and hits the guy. You know, like I wasn't expecting that in the video. I was trying to figure out, like, what are they doing? Like, they over him with a drone in it, and just like, but they just have an old DJI Maverick with a.
DJ Maverick.
DJI Maverick with a fucking grenade on it.
The thing that undermines it the most.
I'm DJ Maverick.
When you're about to get a grenade dropped in your head, is DJ Maverick. Pew, pew, pew. Baby, if you strip, you can get a tip because I like it just the way.
Is there a DJ Maverick?
Oh, there has to be.
There has to be.
There has to be a DJ Maverick.
But yeah, that's what's keeping me up at night. Just brutal war videos.
I'm more seeing like the old. You remember Sika flicks? For the football. That's my algorithm.
Yeah.
The 10 best Sika flicks.
That's how
in
you're
football.
you're able to go to sleep at 9:30.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there biting my nails at 2:50.
See anything like that where someone like dies in a video? I can't watch that. Like that'll haunt me. It won't give me nightmares or anything like that. But I can't like a torture thing or someone getting executed or something. I can't.
Yeah, but that's my gratitude journal now.
What?
Seeing horrific things and then rolling over in bed and going, You know what I mean? That's the only way it works for me. Do you know, like, you're supposed to like write down what you're thankful for, and all. I see like there was like 3 people in Mexico. The police let a crowd beat the fuck out of them to death because they killed a wee girl, and I went, "Yeah, fucking that's a handling." Then way to sleep.
I can't do any. Even like, so that thing recently where they were like, apparently this is Diddy and Meek Mill leaked audio.
Yeah.
I couldn't listen. You couldn't pay me to listen to it. That would get my head like.
The audio of 2 men fucking each other.
No, I would love.
I thought that's all was in
No,
your
if
head.
that was consensual, I would love that. To listen to that.
But it could be anyone. Imagine getting audio.
Yeah, but I
They're like,
think,
this is 2 men having sex with each other.
yeah,
It's P Diddy, and you go, oh,
yeah, but I think he was being sly to him in it. You know,
what like?
like
Take out, you dirty bastard.
no, he's like he's like you don't like that, no, no. And then,
All right, he's going like, oh, you hate that,
yeah,
and I love it.
I don't think I think it was like bad, real bad. People were like, this is the worst stuff of all time.
But it could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I said in the podcast.
At least it's 2
recently-
adults. You know what I mean? I watched about 15 Nancy documentaries in the last week.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't even think-
Nickelodeon, Jeffy D. You know,
The Nickelodeon one, I know nothing about. I couldn't even watch. I love Steve Coogan, but I couldn't even watch the Savile show that he made.
I watched it.
It's just
Phenomenal performance.
yeah, but that would freak me out though.
Yeah,
People are like he's so good.
but he's got a darkness.
Coogan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's usually something comes with like really intelligent comedian people.
Yes.
You know, where you're like
Yeah.
darkness.
Yeah. Aha!
Ah,
And then just staring off into the distance.
yeah.
The Nickelodeon one, that was one guy.
No,
Oh,
a lot of guys. There's one. So I thought it was
Keenan
like,
Kell involved.
yeah, but well, no, not. They were around at the time,
Right.
you know, but I thought it was that guy Dan Schneider, but he was just a producer who was like, I don't know if there was any like hands-on type shit, but there was like 4 employees or something that were all like proper weirdos, like proper pedos.
Yeah.
Too many of them on a kids' TV set. Like
I always thought watching Nickelodeon.
one would be too many, but 5 is a piss take. Like
Yeah, nearly half a dozen is wild.
but they you know, they were obviously setting up these scenes that were like almost like an innuendo for maybe like adults watching. But you're like, well, if the kids are too young to get these jokes, who are you making the jokes for?
Like there was
The
that one
creepy
where
fucking directors and stuff.
Diddy guessed it on one of those Nickelodeon shows,
Not
and some
off,
guy some kid was asleep, and he was like,
The plot thickens.
"What should we do to try and wake him up?" And he's like, "Stick a helicopter up his ass or something. Put in his pants." That's what he said.
Oh.
Yeah. I remember another thing I watch and go, I'd have hated that was getting gunged. I never would have seen the funny side of that as a kid. I never would have enjoyed it.
That was the whole show. Was like they were making them do these like really uncomfortable things. Where you're just like, what's, you know, if it wasn't like highly sexualized, it was like really just humiliating.
Right,
Like
right.
get in this bath, we'll cover you in fucking dead fish.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing that to a
Yeah.
12-year-old or something.
The humiliation ritual thing that people talk about the Illuminati. Wearing a dress doesn't seem like that bad of a one.
Nah.
You know?
Well, I watched the other day, you know, they were talking about John Cena coming on at the Oscars and being like, this is Hollywood's like Illuminati fucking humiliation publicly. And I was like, you think that's humiliating? Watch the video of him in Carrickfergus when he was in the WWE.
Oh, I think I've seen it.
I played it in General Banter the other day, but he's like, we're here in fucking Belfast, I'm up the Knocka. He's like at the Knocka Monument.
That's right.
And you know that thing where they're just like, we'll just fucking take a camera, you fuck about, make a few comments and stuff, and then we'll chop it together.
Have you ever seen, remember DX?
Oh yeah.
Triple H and the boys? You ever seen them in India?
No.
Woo! Not good.
A bit racial, was it?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, like, because Willie T and some friends of ours are huge into wrestling, so they sort of chat about it, you get to hear bits and pieces, but they're bringing it back to the way it was. Wrestling. Remember it was just...
Scandalous?
Yeah, well, probably when we would have watched it, like maybe, late 90s or something like that, it was nuts. Like, you watch things and go, that is wild.
Dwarves.
And then they made it family friendly, but now it's gone the opposite way.
My favourite thing in wrestling, I don't know much about it, but is when they give someone like a racial sort of, or an ethnic identity.
Yeah.
And the
but
guy's
they're not
guy's not that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Guy's called, there is a wrestler, I forget his name, full Japanese name, looks
Yeah.
like me.
Right.
Just a fucking fat
Full
white guy.
Japanese name from Coventry.
Yeah, just...
The Rock is back in it.
Yep.
Apparently he's like the big boss now.
No.
But he says fuck on TV.
Stop it.
And he put footage up, which is weird because
Fuck!
obviously he's an actor, but when he puts up the wrestling clips, so it's obviously like reality of what he's doing, projects he's doing, but then when he puts up a wrestling clip, it's in with it's not like a wrestler who just has a Twitter where you go, it's obviously all fake, but he put up a thing and it was after the cameras had cut on wrestling, and he's still beating up this guy, and someone's like trying to hold him back, and he's like, get the fuck away or something. But I've just started responding to all the Rock's videos like that, just being like, Dwayne, like, you can't do that. And one day I want him to interact with me, but I will always just be like, oh, this is so out of line, man, you really need it. Like loads of exclamation marks. So I'm just going to keep this up in the hope that I can interact with him in some way. But I loved it. Like, that seems like the best. Like, Logan Paul is huge in wrestling now, and apparently he's unreal at it. But I think it'd be such a fun thing to just dip into the highest level at.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you were good at it.
Action Bronson did it.
Oh, yeah?
You know, I'm a big fan of him. He appeared.
He's
He's actually good at it because he's like...
he's in shape now.
He's a big fan and he is really strong. Like, he's an absolute tank. So he can just pick people up and like...
I watched Mark. You remember Mark Henry?
Yeah.
Whose character was
Sexual chocolate?
Yeah. His character was the world's strongest man.
Yeah.
And then all these strong men started going, you can't call yourself that. So Mark Henry entered himself in the world's strongest man and
Yeah.
won.
There you go.
And then just went back to wrestling.
No bullshit.
Which is great. He'd done 3 months training, and these guys trained for years or whatever. He had done strongman stuff in college. I watched this morning. This is why I need to get rid of TikTok. And
that's why I was here earlier than you.
I think it's mad.
So, do you want a coffee? And he's in the car. Jesus, such a sexual chocolate right there. He is the strongest man.
And he I think his ma died like 6 months before it, And he just said, he's like, I'll just go win it for her. So he just goes and wins the Arnold Classic.
There you go.
I love that. And it's one of the ones, the main eventy one, is like, you've got the bar, put it up to here, but it's called...
Log press?
No. It's a bar, I don't know, but it's
Like an overhead press?
It's sort of overhead press, but there's something tricky to it at the start.
Okay.
Like you gotta...
It's 500
moonwalk at
kilos.
the start.
Here's the twist.
I think it was like
320 kilos.
I think it was like 360 pounds or something.
Okay.
And he does it once, and they went, this puts him in a bracket of people who've made history, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He does it again. They're like, only 3 people have done this. And then he just looks at it and goes, yeah, give me it again. Breaks these records.
Jesus Christ.
It gave me the strength to go in the Jockster and get these coffees.
Yeah.
Because I got those and held them on the seat beside me with my hand on top. And that takes bravery. Like,
It does.
that takes
And
bravery.
them hot. They're hot too.
Yeah.
And you didn't know which one was almond milk, which one wasn't?
No.
And you could have got a, you know, what do you call that?
Well, I get this black, but then coffee does make me go to the toilet too. But that's for everyone, isn't it?
Okay.
Because it's a laxative. Coffee. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Coffee is... I am right. It is a laxative. Does make you go to the toilet.
It's not a laxative as in like, you know, you take an actual laxative and you shit your brains
Yeah.
out.
Have you ever had to do that?
It might just give you a wee bit of a...
Have you ever had that? Have a laxative?
No.
It's the worst. You got to get up before you get a colonoscopy, and you just empty yourself. It's the worst.
Yeah.
But then they go, I said, what about like at night time then when you're going to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
And they go, oh, it'll be like, you'll be fine. You'll wake up for it.
You'll
Spoiler
wake-
alert, you don't.
You don't?
You don't. Because
You
I
shit your
shit
Pampers?
myself.
Did you?
But it's liquid. It's the worst. It's so bad.
Did you?
Hold on, can I tell you? So the colonoscopy is like the next morning at 10. You start this stuff at like 9 p.m. the night before.
Yeah.
So most of it has gone through you. So you drink 2 liters of this solution, and you just empty yourself, and then you still go after that like a bit, and then I was going to bed, and I was like, I think that's all done.
Yeah.
So I went to bed, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, it's humid in here. You know, I was like, it's wet. You know, it felt like like being in like a jungle or something. And then I went, oh, like more liquid has come out. So I got a towel and put that over it because it wasn't much like at all. But I put the towel over it. And then like an hour later, I was like, I had to get a second towel to cover that towel. I just
Were you in bed with your
continued to
wife?
shit. Yeah.
You can't be like, hop up there. She's like, whoa, get up, roll over. I've shit myself.
Yeah. But it was like a gentleman's puddle, you
Yeah.
know? So I just have more towels. By the end of the night, I was 8 feet in the air.
You're like bent backwards.
I'm on a torture rack. Yeah. You'd watch it on TikTok.
Yeah.
I look like a Ukrainian deserter.
Help me, please. Just layers of shit all night. I've never had a laxative, but I did get some sort of poisoning in Thailand, and I mean, I did so much shitting sitting down on the toilet that the next day I had like DOMs, like I'd been doing
Right.
squats.
Have
Like
you-
literally, I was like, my fucking lower back's stiff, my legs are stiff just from
I've shit
aggressively
myself as
shitting.
an adult once.
Nice.
And can I tell you something? This is an exclusive. You're with me. You don't know about this. Yeah. We were in Chicago. Do you remember our ill-fated trip where in America I had to fly home because I was sick?
Fly home for a shit.
The telltale sign was Boston. We were in Boston, and it was like the first day of the trip, and I realized, like with hindsight, I was fully sick, right? But do you remember I had to go and get like medication at a CVS? So I had an appointment. I can't remember what it was. It was something you would just go into a chemist here and they just give you it. But there, they're like, if you don't have insurance, it's this. So I had to go to this clinic, and I was on my way, and I was walking to the train, to like a subway to the train, and then stopped and was like, oh. And I looked in a window at something, just so it wasn't a guy clearly standing about to shit himself, and then stopped, thought, I was like, I don't know if I've shit myself. Went to walk and went, I have. And I think I texted you and was like, oh, just make your day longer doing whatever you're doing, you know. And I had to walk back to the hotel, and it was I don't know, 0.8 mile walk.
Yeah.
Took me like 47 minutes. I was just very, very slowly, because I was wearing shorts, and I was just very slowly trying to make it back. And I made it, but yeah, I didn't tell you. I thought it would have put a weird spin on our trip.
Would have got you a towel, like.
Yeah. No, this was different. This wasn't like the liquid. This was
The
everything.
0.8 miles is tricky because you go, do I walk for 50 minutes?
Yeah.
Or do I just run? It's
Well, if I ran, it
move,
would have came
move,
out.
move.
If I ran, it
But
would've
so
came-
you're in transit, you're moving.
you think I'd be that fast that they wouldn't even see it?
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, there's a lot of runners shit themselves when they run.
Yeah.
Or Paul Radcliffe just pulled over the side of the thing
right.
and took a shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why that doesn't happen, every single race.
I've done that outdoor running loads of times.
I can do anything for 2 hours straight and not stop for a shit in the middle of it.
Well, the weird thing about stand-up is you never need to do anything when you're doing stand-up. Like,
Yeah, the adrenaline gets you through.
you never need to piss. And like, say you're recording a special or about to do like a big show, you drink water flat out beforehand.
Yeah.
But that hour that you're on stage, the thought never comes into your mind like, I need to piss, I need to shit,
Yeah.
sneeze. It's a bit like
I've shot right before I went on stage horribly and shot right when I got off. I mean, at some stage or another.
yeah,
in
but
the
that's
last-
God.
Yeah.
That's God saying, enjoy your set.
Yeah.
Because last night I did a set last night. Felt great during it. Got off stage. Nose started to run a bit on the way home. Just got sick.
Yeah.
Just felt it happen. But that's something going.
Hold
It's
it
like
off.
when you finish a big tour, you get sick straight after it.
Yeah.
Not during it.
Yeah.
But what is
Stay
it?
busy.
What is it?
I don't know.
It has to be something. Like, it has to be your body going, you've a break coming up, we'll schedule.
Have you
getting
tried that
sick
shit
for-
up your nose?
I used it this morning.
Those neti pot things?
What?
No, fucking
I used it this morning. I used
the
it
wee
this
bottle
morning.
that squirts up your nose.
Yeah. Do you know what?
And then it runs out the other side.
Do you know what it is? Not sexy. You ever
Oh.
you ever get caught using it? You've got that thing up your nose, the trails coming out here. I literally did that this morning. The saline salt. Dan got me onto it. Dan's a big.
We see you're supposed to, during COVID times.
Yeah.
You can bleep that word out for the monetization. But like, they they were saying, like in a lot of highly populated Asian countries, they do that like every night just because they're around so many people and so much dirt all
Yeah.
the time that they just do it to like clean the set, which apparently is really good.
Well, the first time, I mean, it was an eye opener for me. The stuff that was coming out, just like
Yeah.
childhood hurt.
Keys, coins, half a
PlayStation,
packet of chewing gum.
PlayStation memory card for a PS1. Remember them?
There it is.
Yeah, I literally did that this morning. You feel
Nuts.
way better after
It's
it.
not sexy. Although people are into that.
In a sex way?
Yeah, like snot porn.
No.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You name it. Any weird bodily function someone's
But
into.
what are they doing with the snot during it?
Just bubbles.
No, they're not.
People are into everything. That's how people get kinks. You go through. They're probably like going through puberty and like, they had like a sexy next door neighbor who called around with a cold one day, and now they're like, I love that there.
I think
Anytime someone blows their nose.
someone said the scat stuff might have come from people in like Victorian times and all living beside.
Who couldn't afford musical instruments.
People who lived right beside, like, in cities where they couldn't get rid of waste.
Yeah.
So it was just all around. I don't
Yeah.
know what that has to do with the kink for that, but somebody said that.
Really?
Yeah.
So like pre-sewage
Yeah.
treatments, they were
Yeah.
just like,
Just throw it down the street.
That's lovely, that.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
Dump at my head.
yeah, oh yeah, you dirty bitch. I'm here every fucking
There
morning.
must be one kink that hasn't, come to light yet.
I don't think so.
Because the snot one's wild, if that's true.
Watched a video yesterday of a guy on the phone to a doctor because his rubber sex doll was in labour. So they've done it all. This guy's like, my wife is in labour, and then he puts the phone down and he goes, oh, the doctor said he's not going to come out. Oh yeah, for the fucking plastic doll having a fake baby.
Sex dolls were big late 90s, early 90s. The chat about them.
Yeah,
But it
the
seems
blow
to
up
have
thing,
gone
but
away. Yeah.
they should be bigger now. When they've got everything in it.
Yeah.
AI.
Better materials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see if you're a lonely guy, you could have. I don't know. My dad doesn't have one.
Yeah.
You know?
Couple of Baileys and fucking get ripped into the fucking.
When you hear the champagne pop,
Starts crying again. What a lovely day. This thing's just lying in the front room.
That was like the time. My dad told me he never swears, right? My dad, when I was growing up, instead of being like,
He never swears.
swearing's part and parcel of life, right?
Yeah.
My dad was like, don't ever swear. I've never sworn in my life. You don't swear. And then, again, everything I feel like happened when I was 11 or 12, but maybe slightly younger than that. My dad took me to play golf, and he hit like a bad shot, and he said like 13 swear words in 1 second.
Oh yeah.
Really loud, and then without breaking, he turned around to me. So he's like, "Fuck, bastard, shit, cunt." By the way, I do swear. And then just continued on the game. And since then, the floodgates open. I was like, "There's no way he does." And then I just gave me such a glimpse into the real world because I was like, "He does swear." And then he let me.
Yeah.
But I never really did it for a while.
You're just sinking like a 2-foot pot.
Yeah.
Get in here, you fucking stinking cunt bastard. Yeah, I get it up you.
I'd be swearing a lot if I was a professional golfer.
I hate golf. Tried it for a good while. Would have played it pretty regular.
Yeah.
But I'm shit at it.
It's not for me.
We were in Miami about 6 years ago at Diddy's. No,
Trump's.
Trump's? Did you say Trump?
I did.
Oh, it was Trump's golf course.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I'm out of everyone I was playing with, I was like definitely the worst. But I like to put a bit of pressure on myself. So play was held up because of a storm, and there was all these like members. Trump Doral course in Miami, and they're all kind of waiting to play. And before I like teed off, I turned around and gave them all a wave, like pointed at a few people. So the hole's like, I don't know, 350 yards.
Yeah.
Say the tee's here. 6 foot in front of the tee, there's a wee strip of water, just a wee decorative strip of water.
Yeah.
I get a driver out, not good enough to use a driver. Get it out. I've got all this like gear on. I look like I play golf. Whoosh, like great connection. I was like, oh fuck, really sunny day. Put my hand up like this. Of course, the ball's just in this little trench of water that probably no one has ever put the ball into. And then my wife's brother-in-law gets up next, and he's probably like, he's better than me at golf, but like we're still like not good at golf.
Yeah.
And he's laughing at me, and all these people behind are sort of like they don't want to be held up. Everybody needs to be good at golf to play there. He gets up, puts his right beside mine, and we both were bright red, and had to just lift the balls. So for like, I'd say 10 holes in that, because the people we're playing with were brilliant. I just sat in the buggy. I would like hit a shot and then pick the ball up. I just couldn't do it.
Where'd you go?
Huh?
Why did you go?
Just the chance to play it seemed great.
Yeah.
You know, but it was worth seeing. Like it was enjoyable enough if you weren't playing golf. Just look at just people watching.
Just scuff it into a puddle and then be like, isn't that lovely?
At all these millionaires, it was great.
Yeah.
And then people come around, golf carts with Bud Light, cigars, food, whatever you want. It's great, like. See how they are, half live.
Oh.
My
shit beer for a high-end golf course, isn't it?
My father-in-law was wearing just like regular cargo type shorts, and we got there, and this lady who's like manager of the whole place straight away was like, you can't wear those, they're not regulation. And we're like, fuck, this is the sort of place to just be like, you have to leave. She took him into the pro shop and just went, pick whatever you want. Picked a pair of shorts, she just ripped the label off it, gave him it. It was nuts.
Nice.
So
I would turn up
Trump 2024.
I would turn up looking like shit every time.
Yeah.
That's not regulation. You're like, yeah,
Mr. Geddis, you're topless.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get you the whole outfit. Fuck golf anyway. Do any of you play golf? I just it's too precise and like gentle. You know, you want a bit of like.
Yes. Driving range.
Takes ages. Speed golf, is that a thing?
Yeah. Well,
can you be like, someone just goes, dude, you've got half an hour to.
Live golf. So the Saudis started a thing called Live Golf.
Yeah.
Because PGA Tour and all that, it's all like old and traditional and run by like probably old white guys. The Saudis are like, we'll give everybody like 100 million to come to this, and they make it like a party kinda.
Oh.
So we were in Australia last year, it was on, and they have like a bit like the darts would be.
Oh, nice.
It's like a party. and loads of the players went over to it.
I'd get into that.
Yeah, it seemed like great fun.
They should let them wear whatever they want to, I think.
I think they're more relaxed on that now.
Do you ever, I don't watch any tennis, but you only seem to see Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And you're like, they're all in the whites or whatever. And then you see a bit of like footage from something else, and you're like, oh, it looks swag as fuck.
That guy, Nick Kyrgios, he's great. The bad boy of tennis.
Yeah.
He's great.
Bad man.
Bad boy of tennis, but he's still nice.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Flip side, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd trash to play any of those sports where you have to keep it together and like keep it precise. I'd lose my fucking shit.
Now, let me ask you this about the special weights in my head.
No.
What was your full what was your full duration?
Full duration? That was the whole set.
Yeah, but how long is it?
It's like 46 minutes or something.
So what do you think? So I don't know, is there like an ideal length? I feel like people are coming around more to longer stuff. Just on anything. I recorded for an hour and 18. It's obviously not going to be that long. But I don't know whether I should kill myself to get it under an hour, or if it's like an hour 5. Do you think that's fine?
I just stick it all up.
Yeah.
I don't think people give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, if you put up a special and it was like 14 minutes long, people be like, fuck, that was short.
Yes.
But there's somewhere like half an hour to an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all the same kind of. It's just like, who gives a shit? But you say special, I just filmed my set from last year and stuck it up.
Yeah, but it's a tour show. Like,
yeah,
it's a show that you tour.
I have another one. It's gonna go out. I have about 4 shows left on that tour.
Right.
Which is in June.
Oh, but you've already shot the thing.
Yeah, so I'll put another
from
one.
where?
Limelight.
Oh yeah.
So I'll put that out in June.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted had I got those gigs done there at the weekend, I'd have saved the first one and put 2 out in one day.
Right.
Which I don't know. That's probably cooler in my head than it would be in real life, because people will probably just watch maybe the first one and about 2 seconds the second one and be like, oh.
Yeah, but I think over Easter that would have been great.
Well, that's why I did it.
Because you just roll into the next one.
Because when you got that feeling where you're like, I had to cancel gigs because I had no voice, but I was at home and I was like, I feel like I should do like something.
Yes.
And then my wife was like, that'd be great to put that up today on Easter, and I was like, sweet, I'll ignore you for the day and do that.
Yeah. But Labrie's was the best place to shoot it, because I recorded the set in a few other places and an opera house and stuff, but it looks good, but I don't think you feel like you're there. This just feels like you're in the audience. It is shot in the audience.
Yeah, you have to. Technically, it's the horrible place to film, because there's nowhere for anybody to stand.
And there's like crowd work stuff that just was part of it.
Yeah.
So it's like a good mix. It's one of the first things I've shot where I go, oh, I love that. Well, because we talked about it before, but you shoot a show or two, and then the next night you have the best night of the tour.
Yeah, totally.
You're like, fuck, that was not the one.
Well, I shot 3 for the Overkill show.
Right.
And the one I'm using has like the most technical difficulties and everything.
Right.
So like we had John Boy.
What did somebody leave on stage or something?
No, he was DJing in the corner, and he like pulled down the volume on the PA, and then who was on there that night? Aaron introduced me, and I went on and just picked up the microphone, and all I can hear is his headphone. Like the volume in the headphones wasn't turned down, so it was like whatever volume it was at for him to be DJing.
Right.
It's like ripping through the headphones. Right. And I was like, I just had to be like, I can hear that. Like, are we gonna do anything about that or whatever?
Yeah.
And then Colin from Shine ran on, but I just keep it all in.
Yeah, I think that's the best stuff.
It's like funny.
Yeah.
There was a couple of wee fuck ups, but it just makes it more fun.
Because if something's too polished as well, it's just boring to watch.
Yeah.
Like when things go wrong, that's kind of better.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'll release this. I don't know if I probably overthink like this would be a great date to release it. You know what I mean? Instead of just putting it out. Like, what day of the week do you put it out?
Yeah.
What time do you put it out?
Because you always think like, oh, I'm gonna get like thousands of or watches like immediately.
Yeah.
And people don't do that.
Yeah.
Very few people.
I'll watch that on Friday.
Yeah, like they'll keep it and you'll get like a nice wee bump after a week, and then it'll probably just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. But it looked great. Do you know what the best thing was? That red Lavery sign.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Yeah.
Is that always there?
No.
That fucking looked brilliant.
That's usually there, and then they have a comedy club one.
Right, yeah.
But that was probably one of them. Now there's something going like that would look good.
Yeah,
It's
I think
like
it was.
a wee glow at the side.
Yeah. I had nothing to do with anything technical.
Would it be sweet to get one of them specials? Just has like 17 million hits on it.
Yeah.
Like a Shane Gillis. Where you're
Nah, man.
like, be great, like.
Yeah.
Be class. Because then you could just be like, oh yeah, I can go anywhere and do gigs.
A lot of the time, it's when they're posted by accounts that aren't your account. You know, like
Yeah.
there's £800 Gorilla.
Yeah.
There's a few others.
Yeah.
Okay, you've the trade off if it's not coming from your account, but if
Doesn't
people
matter.
see it and they like it, who cares?
It doesn't matter. I don't think that shit really matters anymore.
And I think I got out of the way of going like, I'll put it on YouTube, but we'll see first some other avenues.
We'll see.
Never going anywhere else.
We'll see if Netflix give me a call.
I tried that last time.
What did you?
Just got my agent.
Info at netflix.com.
I got my agent to email it over, and they went, why don't we sit on it? And I went,
and shit on it.
you probably sit on it for a long time, you know.
But they, they have to pay you to be able to sit on it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like buying a script,
I made a mistake. But YouTube's the best thing to do.
like an exclusive sitting on.
No, I think it was more like,
Yeah,
good man. All right. I think that if they could have, they would have ruffled my hair.
yeah.
I said, good man.
Take it easy, lad.
Go ahead.
Which special was that?
The American one, which I made a huge mistake with by having it all the different venues. Should have just used one set, because the one in New York looked great, so I should have just used it. But in my head, I was like, it'd be great to show all the different cities. But it was a terrible mistake, I think. You just couldn't concentrate on it.
Yeah.
It was just too jumpy.
Jumping
But
all over
it
the
was
place.
worth trying, but it just probably wasn't the way to go. What I might do is re-edit just the New York set at some point. Just put that out.
Yeah.
Maybe just Patreon or something. Your set, Both Barrels, is on YouTube.
YouTube.
So you just have 3 hour shows left of the tour?
3 or 4, yeah.
All down south. Letterkenny.
I did Letterkenny already, and then I've got Dundalk next week, 7th and 14th. I don't think it's 14th is sold out. First one's sold out.
Spirit Store is worth going to from anywhere.
Just for the
If
the
you're,
decor.
If you're in Belfast, it's fucking brilliant.
And then then I'm doing the usual Limerick, Galways, Corks. It's like
Aye.
18th, 19th, something like that.
ColinGeddisComedy.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
I guessed that.
When's this going out? 17th. Yeah, I'll have it updated by then.
Right,
Fuck yeah!
I might have a glass of champagne. Thank you for coming on.
It's been a dream come true.
Appreciate it.
It's been a dream come true.
Show me the drone video.
Yeah, fucking right.
Let's get ready for tea with me.